Good evening, Internet. It is I, the Real Shroom. Tonight I'm headed to the standard format in MG Arena. Still, in my opinion, the funnest format of Magic. And we're going to have a really chill stream. So chill, in fact, that I think our opponents are going to have to chill too. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look. So, tonight I'm revisiting my Icy Aggro deck that I played right around when Throne of Eldraine was first released. And that set had a bunch of cards that revolved around, like, tapping your opponent's creatures, freezing them down, you know, cards that synergize with that kind of strategy. And that's what we're going to play tonight with some cards updated with, from sets that really have been released since then. So we are an aggro-ish deck. We're a little light on creatures for a true aggro deck. We're more of like a controlling aggro deck. So our threats are going to be, we want some 1-drops, including Veteran Survivor, my new favorite 1-drop from Duskmourn. It's a Savannah Lion that can become a 5/4 hexproof creature eventually and is incidental graveyard hit. Really good card. Recruitment Officer is the 4th 1-drop aggressive attacker. Once in a while, it can pay 4 mana to like look at the top 4 and reveal a creature, which isn't going to hit too often, but it's better than nothing, and it's possible that it could hit. We do have creatures that are 1, 2, and 3 mana value, so that's why I'm not running the 4 of Survivor. I'm doing a 3-1 split. And 1 Squirrel is a deck that I like in creature matchups where you're playing white. Just protects your stuff. It's like a spell skite, you know, it just like eats a removal spell, or in critical situations it can get through an attack to make sure that you get in for lethal. So I'm a fan of Squirrel. At the 2 mana slot, we have the Floodpits Drowner, another new addition from Duskmourn. So this is a 2/1 Vigilant Flash. When it ETBs, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. So that's the primary synergy with our deck, is it's a flash creature. We can cast anytime we want to tap our opponent's creature down. It won't untap on the next untap phase. And for 1 and a blue, it can tap, shuffle it, and target creature with a stun counter on it into their owner's libraries. So this is like it can be a form of pseudo removal. There might be a, you know, problematic creature, like an Atroxa or something that we've tapped down, and it's about to untap. We won't be able to deal with it on our next turn, so we can just shuffle it into our opponent's library for 2 mana, and activating any of these creatures. It doesn't have to be the one that put the stun counter on it. So that's kind of neat, but primarily it's just a 2/1 flash attacker that taps stuff down. Then the real beater that we have, sort of our MVP, is the Icewrought Sentry. 3 mana for a 2/3 Vigilance. When it attacks, you can pay 1 in the blue. When you do, tap target creature an opponent controls. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, it gets +2/+1 until the end of the turn. So it becomes a 4/4 Vigilant attacker when it taps something. It can tap stuff on its own. It doesn't need any additional synergy to do that, which is key, because we want tap effects where we can get them, and it's nice to have that built into this attacker, which is going to close out the game for us, you know. And that +2/+1 bonus is not restricted to once per turn. So if we tap a number of creatures, including by activating this creature's ability, every time we do so, it will get the +2/+1 bonus. It's also not restricted to having that happen on our turn. So if we can tap a creature at instant speed, for instance, like during a combat step of an attack where our opponent's not expecting it, it's possible that we can blow them out in combat. And then, so those are our primary win-con creatures. And then there's sort of like the heart of the deck, which are these Eldraine creatures. There's Sharae of Numbing Depths, 4 mana for a 2/3. When ETBs, tap a creature, put a stun counter on it. And whenever you tap 1 or more untapped creatures your opponents control, draw a card. This triggers only once each turn. So Sharae and the Queen herself, Hylda of the Icy Crown, are sort of the engine of this deck. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you may pay 1. When you do, you can either create a 4/4 elemental creature token, which is what we're going to be choosing probably most of the time, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control, or scry 2, then draw a card. So Hylda is sort of like the payoff for all of these tap effects, the big payoff, and that's why we're playing her as a 4 of, even though she is a 4 mana, a 4-drop legendary creature. Then we've got a number of other effects that can tap stuff down. Like we have, we got our Floodpits Drowners. We got a Lost in the Maze, which is good against opponents' decks that want to go wide. It can tap X creatures and stun them. It also is an enchantment that remains on the battlefield and makes it so that creatures that are tapped we control have hexproof. Doesn't really do much because our main like go-to MVP beater is a vigilant creature, but it's better than nothing. Basically, this is their against go wide decks to be able to tap a bunch of creatures down at once and keep them tapped down so we can get through critical attacks. Solitary Sanctuary is a 3-mana enchantment that taps and stuns something. It makes it so whenever we tap an untapped creature we can an opponent controls, we put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control. Hopefully we can trigger this like every turn. When it's out, Succumb to the Cold, 3-mana instant speed, taps and stuns 2 creatures. And then we've got the 2 of Hydla's Crown of Winter. It's a 3-mana artifact. For 1, we can tap it to tap a creature. It's free to do that if we use this during our turn, or for 3, we can sack it to draw a card for each tapped creature our opponent's controlled. So this is a really cool piece. Repeatable, cheap, like creature tapping ability is something we definitely want to synergize with our deck. And then we are an Azorius deck, so of course we have a lot of good interaction available to us. We're playing a 2 of Get Lost as creature enchantment and planeswalker removal. I don't really like this card, but it's a good card. Like, you gotta play it if you're in white, you know. You gotta play it. The alternatives just aren't that good. There's No More Lies as a 2 of. Mana Leak with Upside is an amazing card. There's a 2 of Stroke of Midnight. Now this is 3-mana instant speed. Catch all removal, can destroy any non-land permanent. It gives them a 1/1 white creature token, but this can kind of be upside for us because sometimes we are lacking targets to tap down. Like, we might have stunned all of our opponent's creatures, or they might have like just attacked with all their stuff. They might have like hasty threats if they're a red deck or something, and just have nothing for us to tap and give the synergy off of our card draw and other pieces. So giving them a 1/1 creature token that really can't do much on its own, that can also be tapped by all of our effects to proc our benefits, is oftentimes advantageous to us. And staple that to a catch-all removal spell, it's a good card for this deck. And then we've got the 2 of 3 Steps Ahead, which is a counterspell that can also create copies of our Veteran Survivors or our Icewrought Sentries to expand our battlefield. It can just counter a spell, or it can be card selection, letting us draw 2 and discard if we choose to use that mode. And you can, of course, choose which modes you want to use when you cast this spell. It's a very, very good spell. And then we have a 1 of Urza's Rebuff. This is a common you probably maybe saw in like pre-release week at Phyrexia War, March of the Machine. No, what was it? Brothers War, I think. It's a cancel 3-mana counterspell, but it can also tap up to 2 creatures. So that's actually a very good mode to have on a spell like this. We like counterspells, but being able to tap 2 creatures at instant speed anytime we want is very synergistic with our game plan. So that is the idea. We're gonna play our aggressively, well, in some cases aggressively powered creatures, and others not, but still very good beaters. We're going to tap our opponent's creatures down so that they can't block, and we're going to get in there and close out the game. We're going to reap value as we do so by putting +1/+1 counters on them, by drawing cards, etc., etc. There's a total of 25 lands in the deck. I'm trying out the 4 of Flood Farm Verge today. This is the first time that I've ever played these Verge lands, and I think it will be good in this deck because we are running 4 Meticulous Archive and like 10 basic lands, so we should have no problems with having these be able to produce both colors of mana. And an untapped dual land that is untapped whenever you play it is actually very, very good. We've got a 2 of Restless Anchorage and a 3 of Demolition Field. Since we're only 2 colors and our requirements aren't too crazy, we can afford to add some Demolition Fields to check those fountain ports, etc. The sideboard contains a couple of Surge of Salvation and a Metropolis Reformer. These are like anti-black spells, basically. I actually like the blowouts that Surge of Salvation can create against red decks, since it gives all of your creatures, it negates all damage from red sources that your creatures would take. So, like, you know, you block your opponent's whatever, Monastery Swift Spear or Heartfire Hero with your Icewrought Sentry, and they think they're just gonna cap you and like kill your dude with their like monstrous rage or whatever. You play Surge of Salvation, their creature ends up dying as a result of the combat, your creature lives. That's great. I just really like this card. A couple of disenchants, because we do need to be able to deal with primarily Urabrask's Forge is a very commonly boarded in artifact. We don't really have much of a way to deal with that apart from countering it or destroying it with Stroke of Midnight, which isn't always ideal. So we're running 2 good old-fashioned disenchants in the sideboard. What a classic card. Still playable. 3 Doorkeeper Thralls are there against the decks that really want to abuse ETB triggers, of which there are quite a few. Couple of Not on My Watch can exile attacking creatures, so I'm not playing Temporary Lockdown because it's too harmful to our own game plan. We're invested in our 1 and 2 drop creatures to close out games for us, so we can't afford to catch those up in a sweeper like Temporary Lockdown. Besides that, in my experience, like the red players, they're so good at playing around it these days. Like they know that card is out there in 3s and 4s. They just hold back their like slick shot show offs in plots until the good time arises, and like they make it really difficult for you to reap full advantage of the Temporary Lockdown. So I'm going to rely on my spot removal, not on my watch, Get Lost, Stroke of Midnight, and tapping my opponent's creatures down to protect me against the aggro decks. 3 Rest in Peace against graveyard decks, coupled negates against control and like the domain decks. So that is the plan. We're going to freeze our opponent's stuff. We're going to get in there with our Icewrought Sentries and our Savannah Lions, and we're going to kill them by our icy cool combat. Is this really going to be enough to prosper in a very pushed Duskmourn standard format? Let's find out with some matches in Platinum tier on the ladder. If you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Alright, Okoge is our first opponent. Here in Platinum tiered standard, we'll be on the play. So we got the double tap land. We can't play our 1-drop on turn 1, unfortunately, but it's a good hand. We'll keep. So let's go for our surveil. Crown, we like the crown. Alright. Play another tap land in our survivor. Brushland. Okay, no attack from our opponent. Interesting. Play our land so we can counter if needed. We have a lot of options here. They just take 2. Okay, well, let's play our crown, I think. I want to get this down. Okay, so they're Abzan. There's the Overlord. All the Overlords are so good. The White Overlord in particular is like kind of devastating against us. Alright, we'll hold up our counter. If they just play a single creature, we'll probably just Solitary Sanctuary it next turn. Whenever interest or attacks mill 4 card, you may turn from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, no problem. Say its name in their graveyard. They did not find a non-avatar creature. Okay. Let's Sanctuary this thing. Counter up our survivor. Exile their dude. Oh, I love the incidental graveyard hate from the veteran survivor. Such a good 1-drop. Lich Knight's Conquest. Sack any number of artifacts, enchantments, and tokens. Return that many creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. So what are they returning? Oh. Okay, so they just get back both their guys and get to return them right away. Okay. Alright. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to just succumb to the cold, tap them both? I think I'll tap one now. There's the queen. So I think we'll just tap down this guy, stun it, counter up our survivor. Eat another creature. There's Squirming Emergence deck. Okay. They'll start exiling their say its names. Leyline Binding. Gonna hit our survivor. Okay. So it loses all of its counters and everything. Unfortunately. Restless Cottage activation. Sure, whatever. Just tap this thing. Counter up our Drowner. We don't use our graveyard at all. Alright, we're just gonna succumb to the cold on their turn, tap both their guys. I think that's our play. Black Sun's Twilight. Okay, they're gonna -5 our dude. Sure. I don't have 3 mana to activate this. I think I will get lost to get back my survivor. Alright, we get a Verge. Attack. We're gonna eat some food. Let's exile. Say its name. Play out Hylda. Gonna crack the maps. Alright, they have a go for the throat on top. Please don't have a way to draw a card. They don't. Excellent. Alright, so let's attack for lethal with counterspell backup. Go ahead and just tap that down. That's game. Alright, so big stuff. Graveyard, Squirming Emergence, so here come the rest in peace. And the Doorkeeper Thralls, I think, too. Right? Doorkeeper Thrall does shut down our own Floodpits Drowners, which is a problem. But I think it's necessary to do that. So we board out one when we board out our Drowners when we board those guys in. In fact, we'll board them all out. They're just 2/1 Flash Vigilance. I guess they have their like pseudo removal mode, but we don't need that. We'll cut a Hylda. Cut our recruitment officer. We like our veteran survivors. This hand does not have Rest in Peace or a way to interact. It does have a 1 mana. It does have a Savannah Lion. And a Quick Study for turn 3. I feel like this is not a keepable hand. Alright, this is not a great hand either. But we'll keep it. Which of these 4-drops would I rather have? I think I'd rather have Hylda since I've got the crown. Yeah, this is a bad hand. No doubt about it. There's a Skrelv. Alright, let's play Skrelv. Gets edicted? Eh, you know, that's what Skrelv is for, really. Let's play our crown. They're actually paying mana for their Leyline Bindings. They only have 2 land types. So weird. There's Shieldred. Alright, we will need to find an answer to that at some point. But we don't have it yet. I'm gonna just take a hit here. Because I want a Quick Study, which... I don't know. Maybe I should have tapped it. Quick Study is gonna cost me 4 life. So I'm already in big trouble. Let's Quick Study. Rest in peace. Alright, let's cast Rest in Peace. We also missed our land drop. Tap down Shelly. Overlord. Well, we're not drawing any removal spells. There's a Stroke of Midnight. I guess we gotta keep that. Pick your poison. Gonna make me sack my crown. And we're actually just dead. Because we died as Shieldred's trigger. Okay. Well, we drew a whole lot of nothing relevant that game. Let's... Not on my watch, because Shieldred is a problem. Cut. Rebuff. All the overlords do stuff. Yeah, the black overlord basically, like, reanimates a creature for them. But if I'm already playing Rest in Peace, maybe I don't care that much. Yeah, let's not do the overlord, the doorkeeper thralls. Let's bring back in some drowners. Alright, this is a good hand. We got Rest in Peace, removal. We just need to draw threats and stuff. We get a surveil. Alright, give me a good surveil, please. Drowner, we'll take it. Alright, let's rip. So they're gonna thought seize me. They took not on my watch. Alright, we draw an Icewrought Sentry, that's good. Deciding which removal spell to use, yep. Alright. There's Skrelv. Gonna eat another removal spell. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna play my Drowner just to get a clock going. Shieldred. Well, that's getting killed. Oh. Deploy our lands. Opponent knows our last card in hand. Nothing? Alright. I think I want to cast my second Rest in Peace. Just to be sure. Veteran Survivor. Cool. Let's activate our creature land. Get in there, make a map. Play Savannah Lion. Leyline Binding. Gonna hit my Survivor, okay. And I suppose the Drowner is the same thing as the Survivor. Alright, opponent's just... They land. Crack a map. We'll take a Hylda. Alright, we want to play Hylda here. And let's explore. No reason not to play the land since our opponent knows what's there. Solitary Sanctuary, okay. Explore with the Anchorage. Keep a Floodpits Drowner. We have... Okay. They pass. Black Sun's Twilight, okay. And they died to the Queen. GG's. Doom Tankers is our opponent. We'll be on the play. And our hand looks alright. We've got 25 lands, so we'll draw number 3 for our Icewrought Sentries. We have some interaction. Alright, they got a pinging desert. I love it. Oh, I don't draw land number 3 though. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, yeah, we'll counter that. Land, please? Thank you. Liliana of the Veil.
Nobody knows dominating the shadows like that. One of your friends has to leave.
Alright, I'll just play another Sentry. Deep Cavern Bat, that's a card that we hate. Takes Get Lost. Alright. Let's see if we can't tap this bat. Get rid of Liliana. Kind of a shame to waste 5 damage
Fine.
like that,
I'll
but
take my zombies and leave.
view for the view. Alright, time for the queen. Flesh Gorger. So it's ward, pay 3 life. I guess I'm just attacking. Can't block it because it has menace. Shieldred. Let's draw some cards. Let's kill Shieldred. Give you a 1/1. Phyrexian Arena. That's fine, right? No, I should counter that. I don't want them drawing additional cards every turn. Alright. Let's tap down this Flesh Gorger. Let's put a counter on my Drowner. Let's make a 4/4. Gix's command. Draw more Hyldas. Yeah, we're just dying to this stupid bat. Let's attack with one of our anchorages. Let's explore here, draw land. Aklazats. Yep, our draw did not pan out whatsoever. So I can try to, like, chomp. I can kill the bat by activating both of my anchorages. Double block the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Then I die. I think I'm just dead, actually. Okay, so we want our Surge of Salvation. We want our Metropolis Reformer. Do we want Doorkeeper Thrall as well? It's really only good against the bats. Putting it a couple. And we want Not on My Watch. So we cut a couple of these when we bring in the Doorkeeper Thralls. I think maybe 4 Hyldas is too much. I've already kind of concluded that. 4 Hyldas is too much. Although she is great. I don't want to cut any more tappy tech, because I already had to cut my drowners. Cut recruitment officer. Go down to 2 Hyldas. Just try to be more interactive. So I'm on mono white lands with this draw. I do have a veteran survivor and a removal spell. I don't know. I'll draw blue sources, right? I think I'll keep. It's actually not good against them, but I also don't want a mulligan. Draw planes. Okay, so that does turn my Verges into dual lands now. I think these Verges are actually really good. You just gotta play enough planes and whatever your, basics are to accommodate them, but if you do, they're really good. Go for the throat. Okay. Alright, I'll play out my 2-1 just to keep the pressure. Thrall's not bad. Duress. Do I quick study? Probably. Now they could have a Deep Cavern Bat, though. Maybe that was a mistake. I probably should have just left mana up for my Thrall. No, we just have removal for everything. Okay. Well, I guess I'm revealing my draw for turn. Alright, I'm gonna run out my Thrall. There's an Icewrought Sentry. Gonna blow up my anchorage. Flesh Gorger. Okay, I am going to X equals 1. Tap down the Flesh Gorger and stun it, just so they don't gain life. My Icewrought Sentry does not tap, so it doesn't get hexproof. Deadly cover-up, okay. Alright, they didn't collect evidence. Deep Cavern Bat. Do I want to give them a 1/1 token? I do. Because it's something I can tap down to gain value. Oh, and there's a Hylda too. That is beautiful. Feature 4. Shieldred. Surge of Salvation. We won't attack with Hylda. Yes, let's tap down Shieldred. Let's make a 4/4. Liliana of the Veil.
When I win, you're telling me.
Sure. We'll sack our 4/4. Okay, they choose not to attack. Alright, so let's attack. You'll attack Lily, you'll attack there. Tap your dude. Make a 4/4.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
And we got him. Cool. Alright, so anything else that we want? I don't think so. I mean, negates. Actually, I think I do want negate. What to cut? Maybe Lost in the Maze. I'm cutting so much tappy stuff. What's the last cut here? Veteran Survivor? Yeah, I guess so. Sure, we'll try this. Yeah, this hand looks good. See how messed up I get. I mean, I don't have like any sideboard cards or anything, but I'm not gonna mull this. I got double Icewrought Sentry. Takes my quick study. I think we'll have to reveal our draw for the turn. We'll bin an island. Torpor Orb. We boarded in Doorkeeper Thralls. Okay. I'm totally happy with Torpor Orb. Duress. Alright, let's go for Sentry number 1. Eats Renewal spell number 1. They have a Foundry. There's a Flesh Gorger. Alright, let's play Sentry plus Survivor. Could have double blocked it. Alright, let's see if we can get our veteran up to a 5/5. Decline. Get rid of that. Alright. Let's activate our anchorage. Double block. Fine with me. We're going to be able to get our veteran up to a 5/5 pretty soon. So that's exciting. Let's get in with our land. Guess we'll just attack, because they could activate their Mishra's Foundry and kill our Survivor. So we'll just attack with the anchorage. Okay, Surge of Salvation. That's pretty good. So let's... Okay. Let's just attack with our Sentry. I should have cracked the map first. That was dumb. We'll exile the Flesh Gorger. Yeah, we'll use our map on our Sentry, sure. Not on my watch. Yeah, I'll keep that. Shieldred's Edict. Let's negate that. Alright, I don't want to give them black mana right now, so... just attack with our Survivor. Alright, we'll demo field the Mishra's whatever, Foundry, Workshop, Feature Land. Foundry. Alright, we are now in Hexproofville. 6/5 Hexproof is pretty good. Another Edict would be terrible. They scoop. Alright. Well, again, just a pile of 1-for-1 removal, not necessarily going to win you the game. Shieldred helps. Urukai is our opponent. A lot of Ugin avatars tonight. Thankfully, Ugin is no longer standard playable. And this looks okay. It's slow, we're on the play, we get a surveil, and we've got some creatures, so we'll keep. We'll leave Hylda on top. Please don't be like a mono red deck. Okay, so they're the In Soul. Which actually our plan, in theory, is good against. Alright, we draw Get Lost. Let's play this Sentry. Gix. Alright, let's tap and stun Gix. Draw a card, grow our dude. Drawing lots of cards off Gix, which is unfortunate. They discard to hand size. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's play our land. Do we want an island? I think we actually do want an island. Attack. Deep Cavern Bat. That card's really good against us. So, do I just Get Lost Gix? I do want them to stop drawing cards. So, I guess I'll Get Lost Gix in response. I should have played this guy too. I will play this guy. Tidebinder. Gonna counter what? My creature's on the stack. It hasn't resolved yet. Let's tap down the Spyglass Siren, I guess. And we'll draw a card. What did they take? They took 3 steps ahead. Alright, let's play Hylda. Let's attack. Not with Sharae. Yeah, with Sharae. Everything. Tap down the Tidebinder. Another Gix. They have a Spyglass Siren on top. Not seeing how they don't die. Well, we'll see. Gonna pay a life and draw? Yes. Okay, they get their Spyglass Siren. Stroke of Midnight. So I think that's game. No, this gives them a 1/1. Yeah, they'll have only 2 blockers to my 3 attackers. Put a counter on everything. Alright, so they're the Dimir Tempo deck. So we want Doorkeeper Thrall. We want Surge of Salvation. We're going to anti-black stuff. We want Not on My Watch also. Just do some general trimming. The Crown is like the best card in our deck. But we gotta cut something. Oh yeah, we cut our Drowners when we board in all of our Doorkeeper Thralls. That's a 1-lander with a colorless land, so clearly a mulligan. This is a bunch of expensive cards, but we don't mull to 5. Bottom. One of these. Probably Hylda is just a little too expensive. We'll find another one. Don't need to keep double 4-drops. Drowner. I do like the Drowner. I think, however, what we need is land. Unfortunately. I don't know, maybe it's not correct to bin that. Because it is a creature that we can play. You covering bat. See how god-awful our hand is. So they took Icewrought Sentry. Okay. They respect the card, as they should. They draw a Swamp. We draw another 3-mana spell that we can't cast. Okay. Cool. Gix will certainly counter that. Can they draw a land, please? Thank you. Alright, we get to do stuff. Let's draw 2 cards. Counterspell? Fairy Mastermind? Phantom Interference. Okay. Let's pass. What? Did you steal a card from us at some point? No, you just got that in your deck, huh? Okay. Duress. Okay, I guess we'll just tap down some dudes. Black decks just won't leave us alone. We can't draw lands either to save our life. Okay. I think I'm gonna quick study here. Spyglass Siren. Sure. Alright, let's attempt another quick study. Goes off this time, and we draw double lands. Okay. Well, we need to do something, I guess. Tap down your dude, draw a card. Gix. Yeah, I think that's game. We can't beat that. It depends on what our draw is. They're gonna draw 3 cards. Yeah, this deck is really good. It hasn't been showing up much lately, but you get a bunch of evasive, cheap dudes with Gix. Deep Cavern Bat. Can't do anything about it. Okay. Well, that went about as badly as it could. Yeah, I don't think I'd change much. Maybe negates? But I don't even think that's good. We got our surges against the removal spell. We've got other counters. I think just need to draw better. Alright, another one-lander with a colorless land. Into another one-lander. We cannot keep that either. Alright, keep 5 bottom... I don't know. Tap land, pain land? Not looking good. Skrelv. So I think I have to hold up my Doorkeeper Thrall. Spyglass Siren. No map for you. Alright, let's play Skrelv. Mockingbird. Enters as a Doorkeeper Thrall. Okay. Metropolis Reformer. That's pretty cool. Maybe. Should maybe have attacked with my Veteran Survivor. Another Mockingbird. Copies my Metropolis Reformer. Okay. It's weird that that works under the Doorkeeper Thrall, but it does. I can just hold up Skrelv. I could try to get an attack through, but I'd rather just use it to defend against removal. Deep Cavern Bat does nothing. Lands? Nope. Alright, I guess I'll just play this Veteran Survivor. That's fine. You still have your own Doorkeeper Thrall. Drowner's not going to do anything. Miss our land drop again. It is just a 2/1 flash. Use a Restless Reef. Milling themselves. Okay. I think I will do this. Double block. the Reef. Block the Reformer. Gain life. Alright, finally I draw land number 4. But Sharae doesn't do anything because of the Doorkeeper Thrall. So I need more tapping tech. They just use their Mirix main phase. Alright, I'm just gonna Demolition Field it. Sure. Gix. Another bat. No attack? Oh my goodness. What a ridiculous game. Alright. Let's exile their Metropolis Reformer. And block their Thrall. So ETBs are turned on now after this. Three steps ahead. Could be very good. Alright, I think I'm going to... draw 2, discard 2, create a token. Discard a land. Draw more lands. Alright, let's attack with our Reformers. Tidebinder, sure. They just take it. Attacking with Tidebinder. Yeah, I guess we'll just block with our Survivor. Never in a million years is this going to get through for an attack. We draw more lands. Okay. Attack with the Reformers. Another Tidebinder. They just take it. Alright, so I think I'll just exile this thing. Can I draw something playable, please? No. I cannot. Okay, there's a triple block. Gix attacking. Do I care about that? I could double block the Gix. Yeah, I think I do care about that. Let's get that off the battlefield. Can I draw a relevant card, please? They have another Gix. Land. Alright. Well, we've drawn a whole lot of lands this game, so I don't think we're gonna win this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Alright, they get to draw 3 cards here. I should have held on to my exile spell for when they attacked with Gix, which inevitably they were going to. Floodpits Drowner. I don't know. This is probably a bad idea. I don't think it really matters if Sharae is tapped or not. So, do they mean to target my Sharae? I just draw land. Eventually they're going to not be able to draw more cards with Gix, but that's a bad place to be when that's what's holding your opponent back. Shieldred. Sure. Cut down. Uh-huh. Draw another land. Okay. Message received, Magic Gods. Boy, that went so badly for us. Xerico? Xeric 0 is our opponents. Be on the draw. Hand looks good. Drowner. I'll take it. So, is it like the same deck again? Alright, we'll play our flash creature. Yeah, it is the same deck. They mill go for the throat. I was gonna say, that has to mean that they have a bunch of removal in their hand. Alright, let's play our Icewrought Sentry. No Gix is good news. Another Icewrought Sentry. Okay, let's attack. Go for the throat. Play another Sentry. Alright, let's attack. We will not tap down any creatures. Debating whether to cast that removal spell, I guess. So, it looks like they have another removal spell in hand, which makes me not want to play Hylda out. Instead, I'll probably just Drowner one of their creatures. They take it. 3 steps ahead? Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, I think we will kill the Fairy Masterminds so they don't get 2 cards. There's the Gix. Yeah, it's literally the exact same deck we just played against. Alright. I think we'll tap down the Gix and stun it. Should have done it to the 1/1 actually. Because they would never block with Gix. Yeah, that was foolish. That was very foolish. Should have tapped the 1/1, because I'm probably going to get lost the Gix anyway. Go for the throat. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's kill Gix. They have an Urtai on top of their deck. They mill it. Okay, do I play Hylda now? I don't think I do. I think I wait. Let's play Recruitment Officer. Oh, my opponent is like taking so long to do everything. Okay. Then let's attack with our Sentry. And let's tap the 1/1. Alright, it's a race. Fairy Mastermind. Counter it. Deep Cavern Bat. Bat goes exploring. Hey, we draw another Hylda. That's a good draw. Play Hylda. Attack. Tap down your token. We do have a Restless Anchorage. Taking 6. So they have a Restless Reef they can attack with, and I think we die if they do. Gix's command. Okay. Well, I mean, they could just do that. Okay, and I draw nothing, so I'm dead. So, I think we want Throws for the bats. We want Not on My Watch. We want Negate. We want Metropolis Reformer. We want Surge of Salvation. Let's go with all the Thralls. Cut recruitment. Cut one of the crowns. Succumb to the cold. Might have helped. Might have helped. And this hand looks fine. Although we don't have any sideboard cards. But I don't want to mulligan this. Hopefully we'll find some. Let's surveil into something good here. Planes can go in the bin. Another Meticulous Archive. Another planes can go into the graveyard. It's not going to be like this again, is it? Just have to dodge the bat for this turn, hopefully. Thank you. Okay. There's a Fairy Mastermind. Gix. We will certainly counter that. Alright, let's play a Veteran Survivor. Gix number 2. Counter that as well. Alright, drawing lands. See if we can get our guy Hexproof. I don't want to play Sharae, I want to wait till I can use it. I might get batted. Spyglass Siren, sure. They have a Liliana on top. They choose to leave it there. Alright, let's exile the Fairy Mastermind. They counter? Sure. They get to draw a card off their Fairy Mastermind. We draw 3 lands in a row. Okay, let's tap down the Spyglass Siren and draw a card. They get to draw a card too because of the Fairy Mastermind. Can we possibly snipe their Liliana? Nope.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Sack my Survivor.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Another Gix. Alright, let's kill Lily. Surveil.
With friends.
A Doorkeeper Thrall. Didn't really want that. Play a Veteran Survivor. They have a Deep Cavern Bat on top. They bin it. Alright, let's get rid of this Restless Reef. Take another land out of our deck. Please, deck, not like this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. I guess it's only 10. Attack with Sharae. We're just dead to their flyers. We can't do anything about it. Should have attacked with the Survivor too. It doesn't matter. Oh. Okay, well, Get Lost is a good draw. Aclazotz. And a bat. This deck is horrible for us. Going super wide with lots of flying creatures. We're not very good against flyers. We're not good against decks that go wide. And Gix plus a bunch of cheap flyers it's so powerful. This deck was like all the rage for a minute in Standard. It's fallen off because of all the red decks, but it's still an extremely good deck. Coupled with the fact that we didn't draw like well at all, it's no surprise that we're gonna lose this game. Okay, that's game. Can we please not play against that again? Atticus Rook is our opponent. We'll be on the play. It's a one-lander, we can't keep that. We'll keep this. We'll bottom. I guess one of our drowners. Brass Knuckles? What is that? Is that a Rakdos thing? Do we want islands? I mean, I guess we eventually do want land number 4, right? Bilious Skull Dweller. Okay, so they're like a toxic deck. Alright, I am gonna... Oh, I should have done that pre-combat. I'm so dumb. I guess I'll get the rat and block the Skull Dweller. Okay. Let's play our crown. Innkeeper's Talent. Yep. So they're the Vraska combo. Well, we have a counterspell, so that's good. Play our surveil land. Quick study. I like quick study. Oh, I guess I should have done this before it got ward. Alright, let's anchorage. Guess we'll just pass. So it costs 2 mana to tap that thing. Alright. Okay, so we can hold up counterspell and still tap that guy down. Or we can play our Sentry. I think we need to hold up a counterspell because they could have Vraska and then we just lose on the spot if they do. The Hunter Maze. Tap it down. Alright, let's draw some cards. I don't know what they might have at instant speed to do in response to this trigger. Nothing. Okay. I think we'll play Icewrought Sentry. Pass. Okay, they're fishing. Pestilent Siphoner. Let's just kill the Innkeeper's Talent. Then we can tap this down because it doesn't have ward any longer. And hey, check it out. Stroke of Midnight gives us a target. Oh, we already had a target, I guess, so... Still. It's cool. Alright, another Icewrought Sentry. Let's play Hylda. Let's attack. Tap down a dude. Let's make a 4/4. Guess we'll tap this guy too, since we won't be able to pay for it during their turn. Let's make sure we get that damage in. Which will be 6 damage. Another Blight Belly Rat. That's okay. We'll take 2 points of Toxic. And 9 damage. That's fine. Alright, another Icewrought Sentry. Let's tap this. Make a 4/4. Let's attack. Tap down your dude. Whisper of the Dross, -1/-1. Proliferate? That's fine. Make a 4/4. Hold up a counterspell. Sack a creature or planeswalker and get a poison counter. I think I'll just counter that. Block. 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 Chump. Good game, they say. Okay. So, Golgari Toxic with the Vraska combo. Do we bring in both disenchants? We gotta kill Innkeeper's Talent. We also need to kill their creatures when they attack. And we want to negate Vraska and removal spells. Hyldas are good. Keep 3. Maybe cut a Sharae. These guys. Cut a Drowner. Actually, I think I'd rather have a 2-2 split of these. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. I do have the Succumb to the Cold still for mass tappage. Do something like this. Alright, we have a decent hand game 2. That's a switch. We'll keep this. Opponent mulls to 5. That's good for us. There's a Skull Dweller. Light Belly or Rats. Yep, I'll block. Let's surveil. Not on my watch. We'll keep that. Play another Survivor, which we will trade. I like them having 0 toxic counters. They don't attack. Okay. Well, let's attack. Vraska's Fall. Sure. Alright, let's exile your dude. Stroke of Midnight. Alright, now we need to find action. Venerated Rot Priest. No thank you. Hylda. Sure. See if she sticks around. Plague Nurse. Alright. Tap her down. Create a 4/4. They are Icewrought Sentry. There's a Blight Belly. Oh, we draw the crown, though. And that's game. Alright, now that's a deck we're very good against, because they only have a few creatures they rely on to win the game, and those kinds of decks we can dominate. So, that was a 3-2 with Azorius Icy Aggro, formerly known as Icy Aggro, much more controlling than aggro these days. And it was fun. I think the deck is fun. It's cool. It can win the game sometimes. It could be improved by, I don't think you want all 4 copies of Hydla. As good as she is, I think she should be a 3 or 2 of, maybe. I think it needs more card draw. Like, I always say this when I play a control deck like this. And they might have to start enforcing the 4 minimum rule on myself for this that I'm doing in Pioneer now, where I say every black deck in Pioneer, you gotta have 4 Fatal Push. I think you need 4 card draw pieces, like dedicated, in a control deck like this. Not just relying on the synergies, unless your synergies are especially good at like drawing you cards, which ours aren't really necessarily. Like there's quite a lot that has to happen before Hydla gets activated and starts drawing cards. You know, it's a bit late game that starts to occur. But you want some card selection spells in the early game. 2 Quick Study is good. I like Quick Study to fulfill that role. Like Impulse is another good one. Deduce is another good one. You need like 4 of those type of cards in a deck like this, just to sort of lubricate the deck, to see that you get to the cards you need. Because if you just trade 1-for-1 removal without having those kinds of things, like that doesn't necessarily mean you'll win the game, as our first 2 opponents demonstrated. Like they just killed all our stuff and then they just kind of petered out, whereas they finally couldn't kill our stuff. We still had stuff. So yeah, cut down the Hydlas. Maybe cut 2 of those, add 2 card draw pieces, like 2 Impulses or 2 Deduces. I like 2 Quick Study. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, like how many dedicated tappy pieces you should have. It seems like the more I play this deck, like there's some games where like I really, really need a card that can tap stuff down right now. And other games where it's like the most useless thing in the world. I think one important thing is like, is this a strategy that's even worth doing? Like, if you're spending mana to just tap your opponent's creatures, like let's say, you know, I spend 2 mana, I play like a, well, I don't have him, like Freeze Over, I don't have him in my deck. I play 3 mana, I play a Succumb to the Cold, tap 2 creatures, put a stun counter on them. I could pay 3 mana and play a Stroke of Midnight, permanently removing one of the threats that I would just be tapping down with this spell, and never having to worry about it again. So if you're gonna do this strategy, you have to have the synergy pieces that leverage the advantage of tapping. Meaning you need Icewrought Sentry. That's probably the big one. And Hydla, really. Otherwise, I don't think that strategy is even worth doing. So those are like inflexible pieces that you probably should never board out. Particularly the Icewrought Sentry you should never board out. Yeah, I'm not convinced that the deck hasn't been power crept out of true standard viability. We played against the Dimir decks, which were at one point like tier standard decks. I don't know if they are any. They still are really, really good. And we lost both times, although the first time it was closer than the second. So yeah, we didn't get a really good, clear estimation of like how this stacks up against the true like tier standard metagame. But just for casual play and like, you know, ranking up a little bit, we're in platinum tier. The deck is fun and it's fine. The sideboard I think is okay. Yeah, I think if we had more card draw in the main board, this would be fine. We found ourselves in situations where we were just like, these cards are like, they're not very impactful, like a Doorkeeper Thrall. If your opponent has already played their Deep Cavern Bats, or, you know, has no more ETB triggers to play, it's kind of timing dependent. And like a late game, if you top deck a Doorkeeper Thrall when like everyone's top decking already, it's really not very good. But having card draw would assist in making sure that we get these pieces when we want. Not on My Watch, I think, is a great card, great sideboard card. I could see putting in a third just for a little more removal. And Metropolis Reformer I like quite a bit too, although we never seem to draw our anti-black tech against the black decks when they had the spells we wanted to protect ourselves against. So yeah, I think the sideboard, maybe add another Night on My Watch, remove something. Like, I don't know. Do we really need the negates? We already have 5 counterspells in the main board. Maybe we don't need 2 negates. But, you know, I'm talking about minor stuff. Overall, I think the deck is good. I think another way you could build it is as like a soldier deck. Although the Veteran Survivor is not a soldier, the other soldiers are, there's still quite a lot of them around. There's the Recruitment Officer. There's like the Valiant Veteran, 2-mana Lord for soldiers. There's still the Siege Veterans. You could build like an Azorius soldier deck. There's Harbin is still legal, which is just a lot more aggro and incorporate some of this tapping tech. And that might actually be a better way to go than this sort of control-y route. You know, you would cut a lot of this stuff. You'd probably want to keep the Icewrought Sentries. Those are soldiers also, so those would get boosted by the Valiant Veterans. Just go a lot heavier on creatures, cut like the counter spells. Just play a soldier's deck, but with tapping tech. And Hydlas and Sharaes. Hydla's Crown of Winter is always good. Whenever I've drawn and played this card, it's always really good against a creature deck. I wonder if it should be a 3 of. It probably should be a 3 of, just because repeated cheap tapping tech is very good for our synergies. So that's a lot of words to say. There's an alternate build possible. It would be an Azorius Soldier deck with tap tech. Number 2, cut Hydlas, add more card draw. Number 3, tweak the sideboard a little bit, maybe adding a Not in My Watch, possibly another Metropolis Reformer, possibly losing the negates. But as is, I think the deck is fun. It's fine for casual play. It will win you some games. It will, you know, get you through the ladder to like Platinum tier. It will win you some games in Platinum tier too, as we saw. And it's really cool. I enjoy playing the deck. It's kind of not very well played. Not very. This strategy is not really played in Standard right now, probably because it's been basically power crept out. You know, like if you compare Solitary Sanctuary, for instance, to Innkeeper Talent, which our opponent was playing in the last game. Innkeeper Talent costs 2 mana, puts a +1/+1 counter on something every single turn, and eventually grows to give all your creatures ward and to enable a game-winning combo. Whereas this is a 3-mana spell that doesn't do anything if your opponent doesn't have an untapped creature. It has a one-time effect of tapping something down and putting a +1/+1 counter on something. So, like, if you compare, like, even between the sets of Throne of Eldraine and Bloomburrow, the power creep there is crazy. So I think a lot of this strategy from Throne of Eldraine is already, like, not on par with what's happening in Standard right now at the very tippy top. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, not every deck has to be. I think it's good fun, and I might even play a tweaked version again, because it's cool. I enjoy it. Anyway, that's going to do it for Cold as Ice, Icy Aggro, Hydla, and her kingdom of chillin' beaters, chilling our opponents out, whether they want to or not. That's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed. If you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I post these videos every Saturday of MTG gameplay. Don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So come by on Saturday and check us out. Have a good evening.